Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the Coffee and Crypto live stream. Guys, today we have a lot to talk about. As you may have noticed, Bitcoin has dropped a couple $1,000s this morning, and we are going to be talking about all of that in today's live stream. Shout out to everybody who is here right from the get-go. Give me a 1 in chat if you're excited for today's stream. I'm joined today by Tim.
Heyo!
I'm joined today by Dasa.
What's going on, guys?
And I'm joined today by Smay, otherwise known as
hello.
Smee the Tree.
Hi guys. You know the tree costume's still in the mail. It's on its way.
Tree costume's in the mail.
It's coming.
coming.
in the mail.
It's coming. We're joined by Dasa, who is not gay. That's a reference. And a half right there.
Why was I not informed of this reference?
Are you arguing with the reference?
Yeah, are you arguing with the reference?
I'm out with the reference. It sounds like.
He said, "I'm definitely."
He said
not
he's
in."
out. He said he's out. No, I'm kidding.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh, guys.
I'm not even really sure where that one went.
Honestly,
I don't know what
Jeb
Jeb is saying right now. I'm kind of confused.
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah,
prepared for that
gosh.
either. That was just kind of
got
out of
me.
nowhere.
Dang.
Oh man.
Anyway, guys, welcome to the live stream. Everybody who is here. We're joined by our fantastic team, and we have a lot that we're going to be covering in today's live stream. We have to talk about the Bitcoin chart. We have to talk about price targets for Bitcoin. And I also want to discuss how we're going to go about looking at this market and using it as an opportunity so that we can make the most out of these trades. Guys, we're going to give it a couple of minutes, let some people join on in, and we're going to dive straight on into the content here in just a couple of minutes. If you haven't already, by the way, make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We post live updates about this stream and our videos over there. You can follow us at Crypto Jeb. How are you guys doing this morning?
Doing good, man. Although, I know we were talking about earlier, I don't know if anyone out there has a very cute and yet annoying dog, but I have this, what is she now? I think 12 weeks old. So
Yes.
she's just a puppy.
Yep.
Very small. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, like crazy small. But she's a tricolored pit. So if you want to Google that in, look up those. They're beautiful, beautiful
Get a
dogs.
picture of that up.
However, we have these shrubs in our front of our house that are like, it's like holly bushes, and then like I don't even know what the plant is, but it's some sort of evergreen, so very
This kind of
prickly.
dog right here.
My pup decided to camp out in those bushes for about 30 minutes this morning, so I could not go inside to get a shower after my workout and
Yep.
get ready for the day. So I was still on time to work. I was still early, but
Yep.
it was stupid annoying having to sit there and call. I told my wife the next thing that we're training this dog is the word come, because she doesn't understand any part of that word.
Yeah.
So let us know in chat if you guys have any annoying dog stories.
I feel that my dog's been very sick lately and has been making a mess all over the place. I think you know what I'm saying.
I think mess is a nice way to put it.
Mess is a nice way to put it. Tim knows what I'm talking about because we are actually roommates.
Ew.
Ayo.
Hey.
And my dog has been very sick. So for all the believers out there, pray for my pup because she is sick.
Pray hard.
Pray hard. Smay, you have a dog story, don't
Oh,
you?
I mean, mine wasn't annoying. It was really adorable. So my dog, he's a little bit of a goober. Definitely,
goober.
Yeah, he's small. Part Chihuahua. So he's definitely like he's very fat too.
He's very fat.
So like he's definitely like he's
I think it's big bone is the term.
he's large. He's working on it, but he's large. And
He's working
with
on
that, this morning, I got up. We get here really early, guys. We get here at like 7:30
Yeah,
a.m.
we start work at
So,
7:30.
I was up around 5 a.m. I went to go let him out, and he usually when I open the crate, he runs out, immediately. Well, today he was just extra sleepy. I opened the crate and I walked away expecting him to run out, and he didn't run out. And I was like, I kind of got panicked because I was like, that is not like him. Is he like dead in his grave? I don't know what's going on. And I freaked out, and then I looked over, I turned on the light, and I looked in his crate, and he was just like there snuggled up, and he just was like looking up at me like he was like, he had like the sleepy eyes,
Yeah.
the crusties,
Yeah.
and he was just like, oh, dude, this is early, bro. And I'm just
Earlier,
like,
Smay was like, look, he made this face. And he was like, yeah, that's so cute. And we were all like, that's not cute. That's freaking creepy. What did your dog do, man?
it was adorable. It was adorable. It looked great. He was beautiful, beautiful little like.
As long as
fireflies.
you think so.
As long as you think
that's
so,
all
yeah,
that
I
really
mean, I guess
matters.
that makes sense.
It made my heart jump for joy.
Yep. Yep. All right, guys. Well, we are going to jump on into the content here in just a second. We are going to have a lot of fun today. Make sure to smash that like button if you haven't already. Go tell your friends, your neighbors, and the grandma that lives down the street that has the crystal ball that tells you what to do in trading. Just smash that like button because they're subscribing to the channel. We're about to hit 80K subs. Thank you for everybody who has joined us
Come
recently.
on. Get us to 80. Let's go.
Get us to 80K subs. We
Let's
can
go,
do it
baby.
today. Let's
Yes,
go.
sir.
Come
80K.
on. 80,000 subscribers is not far.
If we get to 80K today, guys, I will show you my dog.
If we get to 80K subscribers today, I will do a backflip. I will try.
Yes.
I will probably die.
We actually, I think, have film of you trying.
Do we?
Yeah.
Give us a
think
1
somewhere
in
deep.
chat if you want to see the film of me whiffing a backflip, and we will post that on our Twitter and our Instagram. Guys, is there anything else? Can we go ahead and jump straight onto the chart?
Let's get it.
Let's do it, guys. The very first thing we are going to be doing is jumping onto the chart. We are going to be doing some Bitcoin technical analysis. So let's go ahead and get started over here. Somebody asked me to change the color of the RSI the other day, so we've gone ahead and done this. Tell us if this color, this white right here, is easier to see. I'm going to start out here with some technical analysis that is actually complete, and then we're going to back up, do some blank-to-bank technical analysis. I'm going to show you how I got here because I know you guys have been really enjoying that. Give me a 7 in chat if you like that blank-to-bank style of technical analysis where we take a blank chart all the way up through all the technical analysis that you needed to do. The very first thing I want to point out here, guys, is that we are in a pretty strong downtrend on Bitcoin. You can see that Bitcoin had been moving to the upside over the last couple of weeks, ever since about the 8th of February. We rallied from around $45,000 all the way up to around $58,000 in the span of about 13 days. From there, we have started to correct much quicker. We pulled back from $58,000 back on February the 21st down to where we sit right now at $47,000 and change on the 26th of February. As you can see on the chart here, we have been rallying relatively slowly compared to the quick pullback that we've seen. Now, guys, I'm going to use this, but I first want to go to a lesser analyzed chart and go ahead and show you what we need to see. Let's go ahead and delete everything on this chart and start from scratch. I know you guys might be looking at my chart and you might be thinking, gosh, what does all of this mean? Where did all these lines come from? What is this indicative of? Let's start from a blank chart. The very first thing I want to do here is I want to go ahead and draw a level of resistance at our all-time high figure. I'm going to set that for red on my chart. I use red for resistance, blue for support, and I use that yellow or green color to signify major, very important levels. The next level I want to show you is $50,000. Why? Because $50,000 is a big even level, one that you need to be paying close attention to. It is halfway between $0 and $100,000. That's very important.
Hey, Jeb, so why do people need to be paying attention so much to 50 specifically and not another number?
Good question. So, guys, like I said, $50,000 is a big even level between $0 and between $100,000. That is a level that we have pulled back below. And in fact, guys, we've talked about quite a bit on this channel over the last couple of months about how Bitcoin has been going into a major, major rally. We rallied all the way from a bottom of $3,900 back in March of last year to $58,000 just a couple of days ago. As we're going to see later on in the stream, that's a 1,300% rally. We rallied over 10x in the span of under a year. $50,000 is an important level because when we pull back below it, it signifies that we are in a downtrend.
That's awesome. Sweet.
So, $50,000 is a level that we need to be looking at as resistance. If we want to go back into an uptrend, since we've already confirmed a downtrend, we're going to need to get above $50,000. So that's one of those levels that we are looking at on our chart. A couple of other levels that we're going to want to look at are $41,000 and $42,000. The reason for this is because this is a previous all-time high. You can see that we set $42,000 as an all-time high on the 8th of January.
I was going to say, have you talked about $42,000 anytime recently?
I have talked about $42,000 quite a lot, Tim. That is a very good point. And in fact,
there's no way it'll get down to 42.
There's no way it would ever go to $42,000.
That's ridiculous.
It's not like we've been saying that it was going to go to $42,000 for like 3 weeks now, and we just pulled back to 45. So guys, that is the level that we're looking at as a potential price target on Bitcoin is $42,000. The reason for $42,000 is because 42K was the level of resistance that we set on the 8th of January not too long ago. That level, as you're going to see later on in our stream, is likely to be the level that we go and test as support. Let me show you why. Actually, before I show you why, I have to finish showing you the levels of support and resistance. The next level of support that we need to look at is $41,000. That's about $1,000 below 42. In case you've not been through second grade math, that's $1,000 less. And those two levels being about 3% apart from each other mean that that is going to be a strong zone of support on Bitcoin. We are going to look at here in a second as to whether or not we're going to pull back there. But first, I need to continue showing you these levels. Going down to the 4-hourly chart, we're also going to see another level that we talked about. If you can mute that for me, Tim, I apologize for that, guys. Look at how professional we are, letting my phone go off in the middle of a stream.
It's amateur.
It's amateur. It is indeed amateur.
Come on, Jeb. Come on.
You're all sacked. None of you helped me to mute my phone. No, I'm kidding.
We're getting fired later today.
We're getting
Pink
fired.
slips.
Yeah, pink slips are on their way. Anywho, guys, I'm about to fire myself because I was the one that left it on. Anyway, the next level that I want to show you guys is $45,000. In fact, If you look on my chart from yesterday, I actually drew this level as a very important level of support, and I talked about in yesterday's live stream how we were more than likely going to pull back to that level once again. Well, if you look at the 4-hourly chart, we corrected, and we put a little bit of a bounce in, but that's exactly where we are. We're going to come back to this level again here in a second, and I'm going to show you this downtrend. We're going to get to that here in just a second. These are the levels of support that we're looking at. I'm going to tell you where I think we're going. I think we're going to $42,000, and the next major level of support we need to look at is a little bit further out on the chart, and it's actually all the way down here at 30K. Guys, I don't want you to get worried about this. The next segment of this live stream is going to be us talking about how to use this pullback that we're in right now on Bitcoin as an opportunity and how to make the most out of it. And the fact, this is not my opinion, this is simple fact, that people become wealthy during corrective movements. They become wealthy during bear markets. They become wealthy during recession. So don't get scared of this. We're going to address all this in a second. But $30,000 is also a price target for Bitcoin.
Yeah, and then someone said something in the chat that I love a lot. Crypto Dummy said it's not a loss till you sell. Don't let them shake you out.
Yes.
That's the truth, man. Y'all hodl, man. We really are about diamond hands.
Yep.
We are super bullish long term. We're
Yep.
just saying what we see, and we want Bitcoin to take off. So don't take this as us freaking out. We want you to hold on tight.
Absolutely. Dawson makes a great point, guys. Unless you sell Bitcoin, you do not go through something called realization of profit or loss. Once you sell, then you've realized a profit or a loss. If you're at a loss right now on paper and you haven't sold, you haven't realized that loss. We talked about in yesterday's live stream. I would encourage you to go back and watch it. I think it was a really well-planned and well-shot stream yesterday. We talked about the differences between trading and investing. I'm not going to get into all of that. If you want more information on that, I think you'll get a lot of value out of it. Go and watch yesterday's live stream. About halfway through, we started talking about that.
Yeah, and I just like to reiterate, like, this is definitely one of those times where it's like you just have to realize and have that kind of that patience to say, just because things are looking grim now, that doesn't mean, like Dasa said, that we're not going, we're not going up. Like, we're bullish long term. We think we're eventually, because somebody asked, do you think we're hitting 100K? Yes,
absolutely.
we are going to hit 100K.
We are going to 100K.
It was not long ago when we were freaking out that it hit over 20,000.
Yes,
so
that was like 3 months ago.
Perspective is massive.
Guys, Smay said something earlier that I think is worth repeating. Our pullback right now, where we've just pulled back to and everybody's freaking out about, was all-time high 2.5 weeks ago.
Yeah,
like we had 50,000. That was brand new.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago. So let's not get freaked out.
People got a little too comfy.
Yes, people got a little bit too comfy with every single day watching their portfolio grow and grow and grow. And guys, we're going to get into the wisdom of how you actually apply these lessons a little bit later, but I want to go ahead and wrap up our technical analysis here on Bitcoin. Again, we're doing this blank to bank form of technical analysis. I've shown you all of our resistance levels. I've shown you all of our support levels. And now we need to talk about where Bitcoin goes. How I'm going to do that is I'm going to go down to the 4-hourly chart here and I'm going to look for patterns. I happen to already know what pattern I'm going to show you. Sometimes when we do this blank to bank technical analysis, like we're going to do later on in the stream, I haven't analyzed the market. We're going to do some analysis on some lower cap altcoins that I'm not very familiar with, but in this case, I do know what I want to show you, and it's this downtrend right here. Guys, notice this downtrend right here. What this signifies, if I go ahead and get rid of $50,000 because it's not very relevant to what we're talking about here, and I set this as red for resistance, what is this pattern? Pop quiz. Anybody who has gone through the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, what does this downtrend and what does this flat level of support, this double bottom down here, represent? What does this downtrend on the 4-hourly chart over the last couple of days and this flat level of support at $45,000, what does this represent? It represents a descending triangle pattern, guys. Anyone who's gone through the Academy will know that. By the way, shameless self-promotion, the link for the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy is down below.
Yeah, get it.
Smash that button because it's got like 4,000 students in it, and they all love it.
It's just so great because, like, literally everything we do right here for you guys daily,
yes,
it teaches you to do it yourself. Like, we had an email the other day of a guy commenting in saying, hey, I went through your course. Could you look at my chart and tell me what you think? And it was literally identical to what we did in that morning's video. He clearly hadn't watched the video, which is, watch the video. But that being said, what we teach in that course, you will learn everything you need to know. Yeah,
I remember that email. We were sitting on the couch in our living room, weren't we, Tim? Yeah. Because I looked at this email, and this guy sent a screenshot of his technical analysis, and I'm like, that's literally exactly what I've been saying. He's like, look, I think we're going to pull back to $42,000. I found a support zone down there. Look at this. We just broke out of this rising trading channel. We're bearish. The fundamentals are... I'm like, you understand. You went through the course. I can tell you did because you have the exact same analysis I do. That is why that course is so powerful. Anyway... Let's go ahead and jump back onto the technical analysis. The reason that I brought that up, guys, is because I want you to see this downtrend, and I want you to see this flat level, and I want you to see what this means. A descending triangle pattern almost always, I'm going to give you the percentages, about 70% of the time, breaks to the downside. Let me say that again. Descending triangle patterns break bearish, that's to the downside, 70% of the time. These are different numbers that you need to know. These are different numbers that we teach in CT2A, or things like that. Descending triangle patterns break bearish statistically 70% of the time. Remember, guys, we've talked about this many times. Technical analysis is a game of statistics and probabilities. It is not certainties. I used this analogy earlier. I'm actually going to go to full screen to let Tim explain this. Tim, remember when we talked about earlier about how you can predict which football team is going to win a game, but you can't predict some things. Do you want to elaborate on that?
We were talking about that this morning. We're breaking down technical analysis and why it's so important. So in Vegas, they don't make predictions based off of things that they cannot predict.
Exactly.
They look at what they know. So, for example, like I love sports. I love watch this. I do not bet. I just don't. If you do, that's up to you. But I do like watching what Vegas says on who they think is going to win the game.
Yep.
But what they're basing it off of is what they know. Like if there's an injury already existing or someone's been struggling with something, that will factor into their bet.
Yep.
But like last year when Dak Prescott broke his leg, nobody knew Dak was going to snap his leg in half.
Nope.
So Vegas couldn't have possibly predicted it. If Dak had stayed in that game, Dallas probably was headed towards that win. Vegas would have been accurate. But because he broke his leg, the backup came in, wasn't really ready. Something changed from what we thought would happen. It changed the outcome of the game. But technical analysis, you can't really predict the unpredictable. What technical analysis is, hey, guys, this is what it is looking like. We see it happening over and over and over again. And unless something major jumps in and changes it, this is what's going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah, so we can look at technical analysis and we can say, this is what the TA says. This is statistically what is likely to happen. But, guys, we can't predict if a whale comes in or if a big news story breaks or if somebody just decides that they want to sell $100 million worth of Bitcoin and crash the market like that. We can't predict that, so let's not bet on that. By betting, the analogy is trading. By the things that we know, the knowns, that's our technical analysis. The unknowns, like him breaking his leg in half, that was a nasty picture, by the way. Yeah. Whenever that kind of stuff happens, we can't predict based off of that. That's why we use technical analysis as a statistical and probabilistic tool for using an educated guess as to what the market is going to do. Dawson, do you want to say something?
Yeah, also, something else. I see a lot of people talking about, oh, snap, like I don't have the money to trade or I don't have the money to invest right now or buy back in when Bitcoin drops. That's not the only way to make money. There's actually a lot of money to be made in a bear market.
A whole lot of money.
So all the people that are upset or concerned with the fact that they think they won't be able to make as much money because Bitcoin is dropping, you can make more money. Billionaires are made.
We are about to
get
the
markets.
Second topic. We're going to wrap up our Bitcoin technical analysis here, and the second part of this stream is going to be us explaining to you that bear markets are actually where money is made. It's not in bull markets. You need to have a bear market so that you can fully capitalize on the pullbacks that we have in these bear markets so that you can be positioned for those bull markets. Guys, if you're going to sell at the end of a bull market, logically speaking, you have to buy in somewhere. We're going to talk about that in the second segment of this stream, but first, I want to finish out our technical analysis here, and I want to show you where I think we are personally going. Again, we talked about this descending triangle pattern, so what does this mean on Bitcoin? I will show you. Guys, a price target for this descending triangle pattern is something that we want to look at. However, I will also warn you, I'm not the biggest fan of price targets. What I normally say is if it's about 25 to 30% uncertainty on the price target, it's a little bit more useful. It'll at least give you an idea of where Bitcoin is going, but hold off on making any judgments based on this price target. I'm going to explain a little bit more detailed here in just a second. If we use a price target right here, we basically just measure from the top of the descending triangle pattern at $58,000 to the bottom at $45,000. And if we push that to the downside and extrapolate, you can see that this price target would push Bitcoin down to around $31,500. Now hold up, stop. Don't get freaked out. We're going to talk about all this in a second because what's really important is where do we pull back first? We might pull back down to the $30,000 level, and we're going to talk about that. However, the zone of support that we see right now is around $41,000 to $42,000. Guys, I'm going to tell you what my prediction is. This descending triangle pattern, along with all the other technicals that we've seen, RSI's pulling back, MACD's pulling back. If we look at our volume, we're seeing a lot of red bearish volume. We're seeing that people are leaving the market right now. Retail is leaving the market. Interest is leaving the market. That is indicative of a short-term correction. By short-term, I'm talking about the next 14 to 60 days. We've talked about before in bull markets, Bitcoin likes to pull back between 30 and 45% over the course of 14 to 60 days. In this example, we've only pulled back so far 19%, and it would stand to reason that we're going to pull back for a little bit longer down to this zone of support. That's where I see us going in the next 7 days. I'm about to show you where I think we might go in the even longer term. And again, guys, in the second segment of this stream, we're going to be breaking down how you can make a lot of money in bear markets and why you should not at all be scared of them.
To clarify, Jeb, are you saying that we are currently in a bear market, or are you just explaining how this is part of a bull market?
I think that we are in a corrective movement in a bull market right now, guys. I don't for a second believe that we're going into a bear market. By bear market, let me be very clear with my terms. When we talk about bear markets, we're talking about 6 to 24 months of corrective movement. We're talking about long-term shifts in the mass psychology of the market. We're talking about long-term shifts in the way that people think about the market. We don't know if that's going to happen, but I don't think it is going to happen based on what we've seen. We've seen an exceptional amount of fundamental growth recently. I think we're still in a bull market, but we are in a corrective movement that I don't think is over. We're going to get into that more here in a second.
Yeah, something else, Jeb. If you want to go on CoinMarketCap real quick.
Yep.
We are seeing some crazy volume, $4 trillion in Bitcoin traded, like volume right now.
What
and
in the world?
We're still down 8% on the day. So if y'all wanted any kind of proof that there was a correction or that the bears are trying to take power, there is $4 trillion in trading volume going on.
Let's get
and we're still down 8% on the daily.
Let's see if I can't figure out where, because I never look at the volume on CoinMarketCap. Can you remind me, Dasa, do you know where I can look at the historical volume on Bitcoin over on CoinMarketCap? Because I want to expand upon that. Let's zoom in here. Oh, it actually is showing. Here we go. Let's see if we can find it here. Okay, that's a lot of volume. Guys, I'm inclined. Oh, it is. It does say it's up 7,000%. Look at this, guys. I'm inclined to believe that there's maybe just a little bit of wash trading going on. Maybe just a little bit of fake volume. I don't know. Guys, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to go to full screen. This is a bit of a tangent. We're going to get back to the main point here in a second. But the thing is, you got to be careful with that volume number over on CoinMarketCap because CoinMarketCap is a site that aggregates data from a ton of different exchanges. CoinMarketCap's data was a lot more accurate like 2.5 years ago. I remember back in 2018 when all of a sudden CoinMarketCap volume data went straight out the freaking window. That being said, even though the number's incorrect, the change in the number is normally pretty accurate. 7,000% is probably an outlier. I wouldn't think that volume is actually up 7,000% on Bitcoin trading. However, volume is up. And what that means is that when we see large amounts of volume in a downtrend, it confirms the trend. When we see large amounts of volume in an uptrend, it confirms the trend. When Bitcoin is moving to the upside in large volume, you see that is confirmed. So the same thing is true for the downside. A lot of volume right now, that confirms our downtrend.
Yeah. Before we keep going, hey guys, make sure you guys are liking this video.
Yep.
We want to continue to provide this content for you guys.
Yep.
So smash that like button, follow
Smash the
us,
like button.
share it, get your friends involved.
Yes, indeed.
Before we move to segment 2, we want to make sure we clarify to you guys the purpose again. If you guys are just joining us, we're talking about the Bitcoin drop and what that's doing to us.
Yep.
The thumbnail, some of you guys probably clicked in because of that thumbnail. There is something we're going to talk about in this next segment that talks about why we said that $30,000. That is not us rooting for it, but that being said, we want to break down if that happens, how it will affect you, how you guys can be best prepared so that you'll go into this next season and still be pursuing that financial freedom that is our goal for you guys to have.
Give me a 1 in chat if you guys, if the stream is working for you guys, and a 2 if there's a bit of technical difficulties, because I've seen a little bit of things. Let's make sure that everything's working good.
Yep.
We solid?
My stream actually is lagging right now.
Lagging?
Yeah. Just real quick though, and for the chat guys, make sure when you guys ask a question, just try not to like repeat it or spam it or like kind of spam it in all caps. We will get around to your questions eventually.
There are 3 people watching chat right now feeding me questions. Don't worry, guys. We see them all.
So we like your questions have been seen, and we'll answer them if they're worth answering. To be honest with you guys, so
Smay dropping facts.
So in that though, what I'm saying is, spamming will get you timed out, and we want you guys to be able to be involved and be involved in the chat. So just try not to spam. That's not going to get your questions answered.
Appreciate that.
So
All
Also,
right.
you guys don't see us. I saw a couple comments on that. The reason you don't see us yet is because we are getting a board in today, right? A switchboard for the cameras. So hopefully on Monday you will actually be seeing the other voices. We are not behind the curtain.
We have a whole studio
We
set
are
up
not
in here.
ghosts,
We
yeah.
have the other camera set up right here. waiting for a switcher. So that's coming in. Hardware's coming in.
Yeah.
That's all good. Before we move on to the next segment, there's one final thing I want to say on Bitcoin, and then we're going to jump into how we actually look at this market and how we internalize everything that's going on this market so that we can make profit in this market. Smash the like button if you are excited. Let's go. So guys, we have talked about how Bitcoin is in a strong downtrend right now. I also want to point something else out, that we're in a red, green, red formation. These 3 days, as we can see on February 23rd, 24th, and 25th, these were bearish days on Bitcoin. We saw a red candlestick, a non-engulfing green candlestick, and an engulfing red candlestick. This formation shows up quite a lot. Here's the inverse, which is a green, red, green. Those are typically strength indicators of the trend. That shows that we're in a strong downtrend, along with the RSI, along with the MACD, along with the high volume, along with us breaking support on the 20-daily EMA. I didn't even mention this earlier. We broke the 20-daily exponential moving average, which, by the way, is one of the most powerful ways to confirm a downtrend. My prediction, in the next 7 days, we're going to $42,000 on Bitcoin. I am very confident in that based on the technical analysis. Again, we cannot make predictions based on things we don't know. I don't know if all of a sudden Amazon's going to go and buy $10 billion worth of Bitcoin. I can't predict that.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. What I can
shout
predict,
out to Amazon.
Shout out to Bezos.
If you want to
Let's
buy
see if
$10 billion
Amazon wants to
of
do that.
Bitcoin.
If Bitcoin does have something crazy happen and a curveball gets thrown, then yes, we could bounce from here. All of the technicals and the fundamentals are pointing to a further downtrend. Again, we're going to get into why you shouldn't be worried about that, why you should be excited about that. Hold tight. We're going to talk about that. But the reason I'm saying that is because I'm also about to show you that there is a strong likelihood that Bitcoin could pull back to $30,000. Hold up. Before you freak out, let me explain why. Bitcoin pulling back to $30,000 would be a 49% correction. You might be freaked out by that. You might be worried by that. I'm going to talk about why you shouldn't be. But before we do, where is $30,000 coming from? Number one, $30,000 is what we call a big even. Why is it a big even? Because it is a nice round number. A lot of people are going to have their positions ending at $30,000 because that is a nice number. Where would you rather put a trade in? At $30,000? Or $20,000 or $27,694.27. Where would you rather put a trade? Most people put trades around nice whole numbers. $30,000 is one of them. And if we look on the 4-hourly chart, we can see that going back in history, Bitcoin pulled back to this level multiple times. We pulled back to $30,000 in January, January the 4th, January the 11th. We pulled back here on January the 21st, and we pulled back here on January 27th. $30,000 is a strong support level on Bitcoin. Doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to go that far, but I'm letting you know that we have a strong floor. In case Bitcoin needs to go that low, I don't see us going lower than $30,000. I'm not necessarily making $30,000 a price target, though I do think we're going to drop below 40. We're probably going to find support somewhere around 35, but I'm saying that $30,000 is more than likely the absolute low we're going to go, so don't get freaked out if we start going down there. We're about to talk about in the second segment why that would be a very healthy thing for the cryptocurrency market and why you should view that as opportunity. If you haven't already, smash the like button. It's totally free. Let's see if we can't get to 1,000 likes. Something special is going to happen when we get to 1,000 likes. Consider following us on Instagram and Twitter at CryptoJeb. Sign up for the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy down below to learn more about technical analysis, and subscribe to the channel because we're about to hit 80K subs, and I would love your help with that.
Yeah. So as we jump into that, so obviously there's going to be a lot of people freaked out about that 30,000. Again, not that we're saying that's what's going to happen, but based off of looking at the chart, when we look at those levels of support and everything, there's a realistic chance it could happen. But as we're going to do this in segment 2, Jeb, let's start off. Let's first explain to people why that actually could be a very good thing for not only Bitcoin but for the people invested in Bitcoin.
Right. So that's a great point, guys. We're going to spend a couple of minutes here just answering some questions, but I want to prime you for this second segment that we're going to go into, and I want to use the word opportunity. The entire point of this second segment of this stream can be boiled down to one word. It's opportunity. And the reason it's opportunity is we're going to talk about all of this, but one of the things I want you to be thinking of, I want you to think about mindset. What is your mindset towards Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? Are you looking to just make a ton of money really quickly? Are you looking for overnight success, or are you looking to be patient? I will tell you, from history, we have seen throughout the course of human history, it's talked about in every single holy book on the planet, it's talked about from every single wise person that's ever existed, it's talked about from every single investor that has ever made money in the market consistently. The word patience is critical to your survivability and your success in cryptocurrency markets. We're going to talk about opportunity, but opportunity is first predicated on the word patience, because if you don't have patience, you will never be able to capitalize on those opportunities. So like I said, guys, we're going to talk about a bunch of different comments. You guys are going to give me some comments. We're going to respond to a few things. We're going to jump straight into that second segment, and I'm going to try and help you adjust your mindset towards looking at this pullback as an opportunity.
Yeah, actually, I know. I think as far as questions go, we actually helped funnel a lot of the questions into what we just did.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and jump into segment 2.
Okay.
And get there. And when at the end of segment 2, then we'll jump in and look at some questions.
Cool. Okay, so what we're going to do here, guys, is we've just done some technical analysis on Bitcoin. For everybody who's joining, the basis of our technical analysis says this. Bitcoin on the 4-hourly chart is in a descending triangle pattern. Those break bearish 70% of the time. Our technical analysis shows us that more likely than not, we're going to pull back to 42K. Is it possible that Bitcoin bounces? Absolutely, guys. Remember, technical analysis is a game of statistics and probabilities. We can only use what we have at our fingertips right now, and what we have at our fingertips says we're probably pulling down to 42K with an absolute bottom over the next couple of months at $30,000. That is something that a lot of people are scared by. Give me a 1 in chat if Bitcoin pulling back even farther than it has right now scares you. Give me a 1 in chat if that makes you fearful, if that makes you anxious, if that makes you think about leaving the market. Give me a 1 in chat. Be honest, because it's something that we all experience. I don't care how experienced of a trader you are. It is natural to feel that way. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have a little conversation and explain to you guys why you need to adjust your mindset toward that. Like I said earlier, we want to make sure you're thinking about these pullbacks as opportunities and making sure that you're using the word patience to make the most of those opportunities. The very first point that I want to throw on the table for all of us to discuss, and I want you guys to weigh in the comments, is this. Apple is a $2 trillion company. Apple is a $2 trillion company because Apple never forgot why they are in business. Why is Apple in business? Let me ask you this, guys. In the chat, tell me, why do you think Apple is in business? Go ahead and type it right now before I say it, and we'll see what you all say. Why does Apple do business? You might be thinking, Apple does business to make electronics. Apple makes computers. Apple makes iPhones. Apple does X, Y, Z, and the third. They're going to make the Apple car. They're going to, rip people off for crappy technology. I'm throwing shade at the people in this room that use Apple products like you, Tim.
No.
Apple is superior.
Apple's great.
Hold on.
Boom, dropped a bomb.
I just want to note that the Android phone in the room is the one that went off during this show.
Oh, yeah? So you're saying because my phone rang, it's not good?
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
it has no respect.
why did you have to give it to me to turn it off?
Because I'm streaming.
iPhones have a nice little button on the
done that
side.
too,
You can turn it off.
but I'm
I can't
streaming.
even figure out this
iPhone is
sucker.
the best.
iPhone
iPhone
is
is
the
the
best.
best.
Android.
This is a tangent, but it's
No.
important.
It is not important.
iPhone is the best.
iPhone is not the best.
Apple,
They're wrong.
Apple
Tell us
as
in
a
chat.
whole, they have better chips. They made the M1 chip and the MacBooks.
Okay,
is the best.
I am clearly
Better.
outnumbered, but I don't care. Apple suck. No, I'm kidding.
No.
Apple is actually a very successful brand, and there's a good reason why Apple is a very successful brand. It's because they're not. Look at this, guys. We have an iPad sitting right here, actually, because this is for our teleprompter. Apple is not such a pervasive technology. It is not such a massive company because they make computers. They're a massive company because they remember why they're in business. Why are they in business? They're in business to think differently and to innovate and to upset the status quo. I bet you've never thought about it like that. That is why Apple is in business, because they want to think different. They want to upset the status quo. What did they do when they moved into when they got into business? They upset the computing industry. What did they do in the 90s? They upset the music industry with the iPod and all these different technologies. What did they do when they got into the phone industry? They upset the phone industry. What did they do when they got into the apps industry? They upset the apps industry. Apple goes into different industries and upsets them. They are innovators. They are disruptors. They think different, and they really do think different. I want to encourage you to think like Apple. I want to encourage you to think different. Think about it like this, guys. Why do we call the 1% the 1%? We call the 1% the 1% because they're different from the 99%. It's not because they have more money. Yeah. We call them the 1% because they are 1 out of 100, thinking 1 out of 100 ways, but it sets them apart. Guys, do you have anything to weigh in on this?
I mean, just to clarify, when we say that, we're not talking about the 1% who just maybe had dad's money or
no, we're not.
Or wicked blood money. We don't even want to get into that whole whole segment.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, we're talking about the people who literally had nothing and grew.
We're talking about we're talking about the people that are the rags to riches story. We're talking about the self-made millionaires, the self-made billionaires. In truth, no one's self-made. Everybody had the help of the Lord. Everybody had the help of their community. But at the end of the day, there are some people that got to their success not because they were given it, but because they worked their tail off and they fought for it. Those 1%, those 0.5%, whatever you want to call them, the people that didn't have it handed to them, but they actually got it themselves, those people got there because they thought different. And hang with me here, guys. I know some of you might be a little bit confused. Where am I going with this? We're talking about thinking different in Apple. How does this all relate back to Bitcoin? I promise you're going to understand by the end of the stream. Stay tuned. Well, why do we want to think different? Why do we want to think different, guys? Weigh in. Why do we want to think different?
Man, at the end of the day, I think while I'm sure he didn't create the thought and the reason behind it, but Warren Buffett really was the first one to stress, man, when the streets are running with blood, when the markets are crashing, that is the time to get in.
Yep.
Like Warren Buffett did it because he just thought differently than other people.
Yep.
Like it's just very common to see these things drop and the masses freak out and they try to sell.
Yep.
But the people who think different, who capitalize on this, and I think we have a chart to look at from March 2020, right? That what happened to the market in one day, the smart people, and I don't want to say if you weren't one of these that you're not smart, but I'm saying the people who thought different, they moved differently, and we can only imagine how far they've come. So you got that chart coming up?
Yep, I'm going to show it right now. What Tim is talking about is this chart. If you go on TradingView, you can use the replay tab. Let's look at this Bitcoin market right here. What would you do if Bitcoin did this? Let me show you what Bitcoin did here. In the span of 7 days, Bitcoin pulled back 58% from $9,183 on March the 6th to $3,800 on March the 13th. Nearly 60% retracement. What would you do here? I want you to be honest. It's okay. No one's judging you. A lot of people did this. A lot of people saw this pullback, and what did they do? They freaked out. They lost their mind. They said Bitcoin's done. You know why this happened, guys? It happened fundamentally because of the coronavirus pandemic. It happened because the stock market was correcting. It happened because there was a crisis in the oil industry. It happened because of fundamentals. Hear me here. This is really important. Not pertaining to Bitcoin. It happened because of fear. It happened because the 99% were fearful, and so they sold. But again, I want you to think different. I want you to think like that 1%. If you're actually trying to achieve financial freedom and wealth in the cryptocurrency space, I want you to think like this. How do you think like the 1%? How do you think like the people that actually benefited from this? Because let's go ahead and press replay here on this chart. You already know what happened. What happened over the next 12 months on Bitcoin? At the time when Bitcoin pulled back 60%, people were freaking out. But if we replay this chart, you can see the people that bought in down there and they thought different. They didn't think like the masses. They thought like the smart money. They thought with wisdom. They thought, if everybody else is freaking out, I want to go into the space. I want to get invested. That's why when Warren Buffett said, when there's blood in the streets, buy the dip, he said that because when everybody's freaking out, that is the time that you want to be capitalizing on this market. Because if we look at this market, you can see that from the bottom to the top, Bitcoin would rally 1,400%. That is 14x in less than a year. To get that same return in the stock market would take you 20 plus years. The stock market averages 6 to 7% a year. We're talking about 6 to 7% a day on this chart. You will not get this anywhere else, but the only way that you capitalize on this, guys, pay close attention here, is by thinking differently. I want you to not look at pullbacks as a bad thing. I want you to look at them as opportunity because, listen, there were a lot of people that sold up at $58,000. There are a lot of people that made money, but you got to take it a step back. The people that sold at $58,000, they had to buy somewhere. Where did a lot of them buy? A lot of the smart money, a lot of the people that made millions off of this bull market that we were just in, they bought the dip. Let me ask you a question. Has anything fundamentally changed? Has anything fundamentally gotten worse on Bitcoin in the last 7 days? The answer is categorically, unequivocally, unarguably false. Nothing bad has happened. The fundamentals are just as strong as they ever have been. So what that means is that when the price goes down and the fundamentals are the same, it means that we're in a healthy correction. It means there's nothing to freak out about. It means that we might be pulling back for another 2 or 3 months. It might mean that we're going into a short-term bear market. It might mean we're going into a corrective movement. It might mean that, oh, boo-hoo, you don't get to see your portfolio going up 2 and 3% every single day. But at the end of the day, that's not the goal, is it? The goal isn't to become rich. The goal is to become wealthy. We're going to talk about that concept in a second, but I want to readjust your mindset to be thinking about opportunity, not about freaking out and getting anxious every time the market corrects.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. What I was going to say was, gosh, man, I lost my train of thought. Oh, man.
Well, while you're thinking of your train of thought, I will go ahead and plug that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel while you're at it down there.
Yes, sir.
We're under 500
Yes,
likes. There's
sir.
1,500 people watching this stream,
Come
and
on,
last I
smash
checked,
that
we
like,
ain't even
baby.
over 500 likes.
Yes,
Come on
sir.
now. Like button's totally free.
yes,
Smash
yes,
that
like.
like button. If you hate the video, smash the dislike button. Joke's on you because it actually helps engagement, helps us in the algorithm. Hit the dislike button if you dislike it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free.
I love you guys. Just like the stream. We
Like
love
the
you.
stream.
The tree costume. I see somebody asking about the tree costume. It's coming in the
Tree
mail.
costumes in the
It's in the
mail.
It's in
Tree
the mail.
costumes in the mail.
No, I remember what I was
going
going to say now.
Go ahead,
So
Tim.
for those who have joined recently, because our views have grown here in the last couple of minutes. You know, today I want to recap what we're talking about. We're talking about this Bitcoin drop.
Yep, go
We're
for it.
talking about, you know, we started in the beginning. If you guys want to go back and look at it, looking at the technical analysis of why we've been saying for a while now it could go down to 42.
Yep.
I know a lot of you guys are like, oh no, we believe it's going to stay at 50. It's like, hey guys, we're not saying what we want. You know, it'd be great if it stayed over 50.
Yep.
But it's also going to be pretty good for it to drop down low. And then we also discussed how there's actually a chance, looking at technical analysis, go back and look at it, that if you look at the charts, it could drop to 30,000.
Yep.
But what we're doing is helping you guys understand this is the reason why that's actually possibly a good thing for you and for Bitcoin itself.
Yep.
So before we move forward, I just want to make sure everyone's up to date.
Yep.
Bitcoin crashing is not a problem. It does not hurt you. If you don't sell, you don't lose anything. It will come back up.
Yep.
We just are potentially in this bull market seeing a little bearish movement that might be pretty severe, but if we look at the past, it bounces back. What you got, Spank?
Just wanted to give a shout out. Happy birthday to Shilly Westall.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Shilly
baby.
Westall. Let's go, Shilly. All right, guys. So what we've been talking about, again, just to kind of recap the recap, we have talked about in this live stream about how Bitcoin is in a descending triangle pattern on the 4-hourly chart. Those 70% of the time break bearish. Where will we potentially break to? Potentially to around $41,000 to $42,000. That is a zone of support that we're looking at right now. The floor of this correction might be as low as $30K, but we're going to have to wait and see if we go that low. I think we will go below $40,000, but I think it's going to take a couple of weeks, so bear with me on that prediction. What we've been talking about here in the second segment is reframing our mindset toward the cryptocurrency market, not looking at corrective movements as a time to freak out, and a time to panic, and a time to sell. We want to instead reshift our mindset and think about these movements as opportunity. Remember, guys, repeat it with me. Say it with me. I know you're sitting at home, and it's going to be weird if you're like sitting in your living room watching this on your TV. I want you to say it out loud. Say it with me now. Opportunity awaits in bear markets. Say it. Opportunity awaits in bear markets.
Opportunity awaits.
Opportunity awaits in bear markets. That was so...
That was horrible.
That was horrible. Let's try that
Opportunity
again.
awaits in bear markets.
Okay, on three. 1, 2, 3. Opportunity awaits in bear markets. Thank you, guys.
Guys,
Thank
we're like
you so
Disney
much.
Channel.
We're like Disney Channel, yeah.
We're like Disney
Yay,
Channel.
Disney Channel.
We're the Disney Channel of crypto.
I
Yep.
don't know if we.
No, I don't want. That's not our.
I don't know if we
brand.
want to be the Disney
That-
Channel of cryptocurrency.
no.
That's pretty weird.
No.
Anyway, guys, point is that we've been talking about here in the second segment how you want to look at pullbacks as opportunity. So let's move on to our to some further points, because some of the other things we want to talk about was the difference between wealth and rich. Guys, there's a YouTuber named Alex Becker. Some of you might know him. He does entrepreneurship stuff. He plays games sometimes. He likes to brag about all the money he has. But the point is, I'm serious. That's like half of his channel is him just flexing. But there's one thing that he said in a video like 3 years ago that stuck with me. He talked about the difference between rich and wealthy. Guys, I think this is going to be very useful to you, so please listen. I want you to look at rich and wealthy as two different words. They're actually antonyms. You might think, oh, I'm rich. Oh, well, he's wealthy. No, rich is dollar amount and it's measured in money. Wealthy is a time amount and is measured in abundance. That's the foundation for what we're about to say. When you look at being rich, when you think of someone who's rich, you think they have $10 million. You think they sign $500,000 contracts on the regular. You think they have a large portfolio. You don't want to be rich. Why? Because rich does not cover all of your bases. Remember, guys, one of the things we teach in this channel, and these guys here can attest to it because I say it all the time, money belongs in the back seat. I saw a post on Instagram earlier that said, money is like gasoline. If you're taking a road trip across the country, you need gasoline. But you don't go on a road trip to take a tour of all the gas stations. You just need gas. In the same way, you don't want to run through life on a tour of all the different ways you can make money and completely miss the point, which is to live life through your purpose, which is God-given. Guys, you need to remember money belongs in the back seat. So when you're thinking about being rich, unfortunately, what a lot of people experience when they become rich is they realize money isn't everything. That's hard to see when you're struggling trying to do the whole paycheck to paycheck, bill to bill thing. I've been there. I've lived that life. It sucks. Do not get me wrong. When you don't have any money and people say money won't make you happy, I understand you wanting to punch them in the face. But at the end of the day, when you actually have that money, because I've been in financial servitude, I've been a slave to money, and I've been in financial freedom, I've had freedom to do what I want to financially, you realize money isn't everything there is. There's purpose, there's abundance, there's enlightenment and fulfillment, whatever you want to call it. Rich is not your goal. I promise you guys, this is not opinion. This is well understood knowledge throughout history. Money is not your goal. Wealth is your goal. So what's the difference? Wealth is measured in time, whereas rich is measured in dollar amount. You might be worth $10 million, but if your monthly expenses are $1 million a month, your wealth is 10 months. Why? Because you're going to run out of money in 10 months if you have $10 million and you're spending $1 million a month. If, however, you have $10 million and you're spending $4,000 a month, your wealth is decades and decades and decades, because remember, rich is measured in money. Wealth is measured in time. Wealth is measured how long can you go living your current life before running out of money. And on top of that, something someone else has said is that you don't become rich and you don't become wealthy until you can live your entire current lifestyle and the lifestyle that you want to upgrade to for the rest of your life without ever having to work a day again in your life. If you can do that, then you're wealthy. I want you to not be thinking about getting rich. I want you to think about getting wealthy, because remember, wealthy is measured in time. How long can you go without having to worry about things? Because at the end of the day, why do you want money? To not have to worry about paying bills. It's not that you care about the dollar amount in your bank account. You care what it can do for you, which is resolve the anxiety that you have. Understanding that is critical to how you approach working in cryptocurrency markets, and you need to understand that. One last thing. Wealth is not just measured in time. Wealth is measured in everything in life. Wealth is your relationships. Wealth is your purpose. Wealth is going to work and enjoying your job. Wealth is enjoying spending time with your kids. Wealth is a lot more than money, guys. It's measured in time, and it covers your bases. You want to be wealthy, not rich.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's super great. And even just to tack onto what you were saying, something Jeb has mentioned in the past and says in the office a lot, patience is the key to making money. You don't get rich overnight.
Nope.
Like, and even a quote he kind of left behind, I don't remember who he got this from, but behind every overnight success is thousands of sleepless nights. And we really believe that. Like,
I can
the
attest
truth
to it.
is, you know, you guys might see Jeb's channel and think, oh man, Jeb made it, like, and he just got lucky, he struck rich. Not Jeb had like 3 or 4 YouTube channels before this one that didn't go anywhere. Jeb worked his butt off to get where he is. And there were thousands of sleepless nights on YouTube where he was up trying to figure out how he could provide value to people and help people get out of financial servitude. Like, the truth is, behind any successful person that maintained that success, there was so much work that went into that you didn't see. And we believe that of Bitcoin too. Like, if you want to make it and you want Bitcoin to be a part of that success story, the truth is, it's okay if Bitcoin goes through a decline, walk through that decline with it. Like, a small market correction is not going to kill you. It's actually beneficial for Bitcoin in the long run because it can lead to a stronger bull market later on.
I just want to be real with you guys. I really appreciate what Dasa just said, and that's one of the points we wanted to make in this stream is I want you to internalize the quote, behind every overnight success are thousands of sleepless nights. That is something, I'm going to be vulnerable real quick, that's something I struggle with a lot, guys. I can't tell you how many times I cried in my room at night alone. I spent months. There was a time where I spent 3 months and I didn't see a single other person but my dad. I'm so thankful for my father, by the way, guys. God bless him. Thank you so much. Be praying for my dad. I love him so much. We would not be here as a team and as a company, as a YouTube channel without my father and the amazing sacrifices he made. Shout out to him. I do not consider myself a self-made millionaire or a self-made success story or self-made anything. I am made because of God and made because of my family and because of the help I've had. Being vulnerable with you guys, there were thousands of sleepless nights. I'm talking thousands. I mean years. This is the 4th or 5th YouTube channel I've ever run. I remember the days back when I couldn't get a single subscriber, and I remember I made a video on another channel one time. I spent 12 hours editing one video. I spent 3 days making this video, and I got 4 views. I remember doing that, and I was so proud of it. I thought it was incredible, and you know what happened is it didn't get jack. And that's going to happen sometimes when you're trading. That's going to happen sometimes when you're investing. You're going to put in hours and hours and hours and hours and days and weeks and months and years, and nothing's going to happen. But at the end of the day, you have to do it. It's just the way it works. You know, for the first 8 months of this YouTube channel, we were not monetized. YouTube has a policy that says you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. That's how many hours collectively everybody has watched your YouTube videos to get monetized. I had 8,500 subscribers before this channel was monetized. We missed out on about $3,000 worth of ad revenue, and believe me, at the time, I very much could have used $3,000 or $4,000 in ad revenue. Very, very much needed that. I made a YouTube video every single day, and whenever I wasn't making a video or a thumbnail or uploading the video or responding to comments or trying to be active on Twitter, I was brainstorming how we could make this channel a success. I was brainstorming how I could use what we were doing here to bring financial freedom to myself, my father, and our viewers and our community. Guys, overnight success is a myth. It does not exist. So please, don't look at the cryptocurrency market and think, oh my God, the market's pulling back. What am I going to do? My portfolio is crashing. I've lost 20% of my portfolio. Time to leave. You know what a lot of people get stuck in, guys, and I want you three to weigh in on this. You know what a lot of people get stuck in? They get stuck with the mentality that the grass is greener on the other side. Let me tell you, the grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who spend 3 months trying a Shopify store, and 3 months trying Amazon FBA, and 3 months trying cryptocurrency, and 3 months trying real estate, and 3 months trying to be Gary V 2.0. There are people that spend 3 months on everything. There are very few people who spend 30 years on one thing.
Yeah.
There are very few people who invest their time, and regardless of the returns, they are committed. Guys, we've uploaded a video almost every single day to this channel for 3.5 years, and we would not be where we are today if we did not invest in the long haul and have faith in the process.
Yeah.
I need you to do the same thing in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. I need you. I need you. Why? Because I care about you. I need you to be thinking about the market the right way.
No, I even to chime in on that, Jeb, you know, that thought that the grass is green on the other side, and man, it's just such a trap for people. And listen, you guys have commented all the time. We are very, very outspokenly proud Christians.
Yep.
But no matter what you believe, no matter what your faith is, because we have respect for you no matter who you are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We can all agree on one thing, that this world has very, very sucky situations.
Yep.
No matter where you are or who you are, whether you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth or whether you were born in the dirt, life gets sucky. Right?
Yeah.
It's very easy to look at someone else's stuff and say, hey, I would rather be in their shoes. But the truth is, you will never know until you get in that person's shoes.
Yep.
Jeb doesn't need to defend his life. If you guys knew the ins and outs of his life, if you knew the ins and outs of any of our lives, we don't need to defend why we are where we are. What we had to come to a point of realizing, and for us, this is Jesus.
Yeah.
For us, we had to put our faith in something. But when we're trying to make a decision on where to go, like he said, the grass is always going to seem greener somewhere else. But if you just trust the process of hard work, if you trust the process of having faith in something bigger than yourself, then that is what allows that dead ground, that brown grass to become lush and to become free. And that's the gospel of Jesus. Now, again, if you don't believe in that, that's okay. We want to encourage you to dive deeper into whatever faith you have. But what we're saying, though, is you have got to have a faith that moves even when things seem like they're absolute crap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guys, I need you to have faith in the process is what it is.
Yeah. I was just going to say, in terms of speaking on that, like, I'm going to just speak from experience and be kind of vulnerable. Like, this is something that I definitely experienced, that whole thought process of grass is greener on the other side. Like, having that struggling with incontentment. And doing, like, when right before COVID happened, I was working at a movie theater. I was making, very little money. And it was one of those things I was like, if I could just go somewhere else, I'll be happier. Well, ended up losing, the theater shut down because of COVID, and I ended up going to, like, there was a couple months I didn't have a job. Then I went to Chick-fil-A, and I was making, better money at Chick-fil-A. And the fact was, it was like, I expected then that I would be happier, that I'd feel better. But because I still struggled with the problem with not being content and not having my mindset on the right things, I still felt the same kind of hopelessness that I did when I was making less in a crappier situation. Because the fact is, the grass isn't greener on the other side. It's that mindset is something that you take with you. And as much, and to apply this to crypto, as much as you're making money and as much as your portfolio will boost, if you don't have the right mindset when you're investing, you're never going to be content with where you're at. And you're never going to make the right moves either.
I want you guys to, there's a tool that Toyota uses. It's called the 5 Whys. I want you to apply that to why you want to make money. Like, you don't have to put it in chat, but I want you to be thinking to yourself, and somebody asked, isn't this a crypto show? Everything we're saying here is very important to cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is a surface level, but there's a reason we're all invested in cryptocurrency. I want you to use this tool called the 5 Whys to figure out why you're in cryptocurrency. Why am I in Bitcoin? Why? Because I want to make money. Why do I want to make money? Because I want to provide for people. Why do I want to provide for people? Because I care about people. Why do I care about people? Because of the Lord. Why? Use why to get to the root. Ask yourself this question. Why are you in cryptocurrency? It's not that you want to make money. I guarantee you are not in cryptocurrency because you want to make money. You're not. Plain and simple. I promise you, if money didn't have a use, you wouldn't be here. You would not be sitting here in the stream, watching this, learning, and growing yourself if money was just points in a game and that was the only reason it mattered. The reason you were here is not to make money. The reason you were here is because you want to make money because you want to do something with that money because of an internal core belief of yours. So what's the core belief that you have? We all have different beliefs. Some people believe in Black Lives Matter. Some people believe in Republicans. Some people believe in Italy. Some people believe in China. Some people believe in God and Buddha. And some people believe in freedom and slavery. People believe in different things. What do you believe in? What you believe in indicates what you want to use that money for, which is why you want to make money, which is why you're in cryptocurrency. Or you might be in cryptocurrency because you believe in the technology, or you might be in cryptocurrency because you believe in this industry and the growth of it. You're here for a reason. Figure out what that reason is, because you're not here for money. I promise you, you're not. You're here for what the money can do. If you say you're here for money, you're actually here for a deeper reason than that. And that's the point we're making here, is that if you're here for a deeper reason, if you're here because you believe in something, believe in this. Bitcoin going through corrections, Bitcoin pulling back to $42,000 is a good thing. This is not, again, this is the third time I've said this stream. This is not opinion. This is historical fact. When Bitcoin goes into a correction, it is an opportunity to buy the dip, buy the fundamentals, and invest for the long term. I want you to figure out why you believe in cryptocurrency, what your core beliefs are, why are you here, and how can you use that to increase the effectiveness of your mindset around trading and investing.
All right. Let's go ahead and let's jump to our third segment. Let's
Cool.
go ahead and do some blank to bank. I know we promised people yesterday we would do Reef. all
Okay.
right? So let's start off with Reef, and then let's move from there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for sure. So if you guys have some altcoins that you want to see, make sure you go ahead and pop those in the chat. Don't spam it. Maybe put it once or twice. And we have multiple of us in the studio that are looking at your comments, so we're going to be able to see what you guys want. But yeah, go ahead and drop the ticker symbol or the coin in the chat, and we'll be able to know what's up.
Please, please, please do not spam, guys. It makes it so much easier for everyone to actually get to questions. If you spam, we're just gonna avoid that question. We don't want to have to do
Instead
that.
of spamming, just hit the like button.
Yeah, just hit the like button.
If you get really anxious and you're really excited, just like button and then maybe tweet at
And
us.
if you don't feel like spamming, you can hit the like button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a free process.
Yeah, hit the
really.
like button, guys. I think it's a good idea. The like button will thank you, by the way. Smash that like button. Anywho, let's go ahead and do some TA on Reef. Quite frankly, this is not a very old chart, so this is probably going to be some pretty short technical analysis. We're going to start actually over on CoinMarketCap, and the reason is because this coin has only been around for a little bit. This is number 199. What we're about to do, guys, is something that we call here at the studio blank to bank technical analysis. We take a blank chart and then show you how you can make bank trading it and investing in it. This cryptocurrency has only been around and being charted for a little over 2 months. If we look at the chart, you can see it's a very young chart. We're looking at Reef Tether, Reef over US dollar Tether on Binance. As you can see, Reef went into quite a large rally. We rallied 778% in 29 days. Ever since the 11th of February, when Reef rallied to 5.6 cents, we have pulled back to where we sit right now, a 44% correction over the course of 15 days to our current level of 3.1 cents. This is the technical analysis that I want to show you on this, guys. Again, we're doing blank-to-blank technical analysis. We're starting with a completely blank chart. I want to show you this. Let's go ahead and look and see our support and resistance levels. We have a resistance level here at 5.6 to 5.7 cents. However you want to define that exactly, we can go ahead and set that to red for resistance, and then we can also go ahead and set some support levels right around here. This looks like a support level that we're going to want to pay attention to on Reef. I'm actually going to set one more right here because this was a previous somewhat all-time high figure. We had trading over here that's the actual all-time high, but this is because of a new ICO launch and it going live on exchange. You don't want to chart based off of that price action. Just pro tip. Looks like we have a support zone right below us in between about 2.6 cents and 2.8 cents. We have been trending down somewhat slowly, but we have been trending down for the last 15 to 18 days or so, and we've been pushing down into this level of support. If we look at our RSI and our MACD, we can see RSI is sitting down here around 47. That indicates longer-term pullback, and we're also bearish on the MACD. If we look at the volume, we will see that volume has been increasing and has actually been pretty high during this pullback. You can see ever since the pullback started on Valentine's Day of this year, we have seen massive amounts of volume compared to what we saw before it. That indicates that we're in a strong downtrend, and it indicates strength in that trend, like I just said. We also pulled back below the 20 daily EMA right here, which indicates we're in a downtrend. Guys, I want you to remember something very important about small cap altcoins. This is ranked nearly 200. It's got a market cap of just under $100 million. This is a coin that can be very easily manipulated. So when we're talking about technical analysis, and we talk about technical analysis being the thing we can predict, we want to use the technical analysis for our betting. We can't really take into account things that we don't know are going to happen. Reef is a very, very low cap altcoin, less than $100 million in volume. That means that somebody could easily come in, less than $100 million in market cap, excuse me. That means that someone could easily come in and pump the price through the ceiling or crash the price through the floor. I don't encourage you guys to be doing a lot of trading on smaller cap altcoins. I would encourage you, if you like the project, to consider investing in it. I don't know anything about the fundamentals of Reef. I'm doing analysis on this chart based on popular request. Go ahead, Dasa. However, if you are looking to trade this cryptocurrency, I would be careful and I would make sure you're using stop losses because it is a very small market and some kind of curveball could be thrown if you're not careful.
I 100% agree with that. And then Cardano just took number 3 on Coinbase. And a bunch of people are asking for Cardano.
Ooh.
So if we could do Cardano, like
That's what I was about to say,
ADA,
too.
Atom, like next, so Cosmos, and then Matic.
Well, I don't know if we're going to be able to do 3
Yeah,
or 4.
that's a
If
lot
we
of-
can
that's a
get
lot
to
of
3,
coins.
We're going
if
to
we
do
have to throw out,
we're going to do Cardano anyway, and then we'll see what we have time for. But I think we definitely have time for Cardano. You guys are very, very excited about Cardano. So let's go ahead and look at ADA, because ADA is running straight against the pack right now, being very bullish. As Dasa just said, it just jumped up to number 3 on CoinMarketCap. It's up 5.5%, up 21% in the last 7 days. And as you can see, in the top 10 cryptocurrencies, it's the only coin up in the last 7 days. It's the only coin up today, and it just jumped into number 3, beating out Binance Coin, taking it over at around $35 million in volume. This is really interesting, guys. We talked about on the channel how we expected it to pull back to around 60 to 80 cents. The first time we said it was going to happen, it pulled back here. The second time it happened, it pulled back close to that. It pulled back to around 75 cents. Right now, Cardano is sitting near its all-time high. And this is very interesting because what this does, guys, is this actually goes against our technicals. Our technical analysis says that Cardano was likely to have a big pullback. Whenever you see your technical analysis wrong, or excuse me, whenever you see the prediction that your technical analysis makes not come true, and you know your technical analysis is right, because I know our technical analysis was correct, what that indicates is you're getting a curveball coming in somewhere that you're not familiar with. So, guys, can you weigh in? Is there anything major fundamental going on Cardano? There's just a lot of hype around it right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of new like updates and releases coming, and I don't know them by heart, but I know that there's a lot that's been talked about in terms of just a lot of new implementations that they're going to be doing.
Yep.
Soon. So there is a lot of hype that they're constantly. I mean, Cardano is one of those projects that they're just constantly improving it. Like it's like they're people on a mission. They're on a goal. They're very eager to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish with Cardano, and they are very they're going in the right direction. And I think that's what got a lot of people excited is that they're constantly pushing to improve the platform and make it the best decentralized finance platform, which is good for them. I think it's a great project.
So, guys, this is why you need to be paying attention to the fundamentals as well as the technicals. Remember, guys, the technical analysis will take precedence most of the time. But if something fundamental is happening, the technical analysis sometimes takes a backseat to that. Technical analysis and fundamental analysis are two different, very valid, very, very important ways of analyzing the chart. In this case, when we see Cardano rallying back to all-time high, that's indicative that it's not following the technical analysis right now. It's indicative that it's decoupled from its TA and it's following the fundamental analysis. There's a lot of hype around this project. There's a lot of excitement around this project. There's a lot of fundamental development going on in this project, so it stands to reason that it would be rallying. By the way, another thing I would like to see rally is the like button. Let's see if we can get to 1,000 likes, guys. It's totally free. Doesn't cost you a thing. We're only 150 away. There's over 1,400 people in stream. Smash that like button.
Smash it.
Doesn't cost you anything. And consider subscribing to the channel, guys. It is our mission here as a channel to help you achieve financial freedom. I want you guys to not have to worry about money and go on the trips you want to go on, help the people you want to help, take care of your family the way you want to, fulfill the dreams you've always had. And to do that, you have to achieve financial freedom. To do that, you have to work your tail off and you have to have the tools to do so. It is our job here as a channel to equip you to do that. If that's something you're interested in, consider subscribing to the channel and sign up for the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Linked in the description box down below.
Yep. For anybody who is newer, only been around for a couple of minutes, what you can go back and watch segment 1 and segment 2. We were breaking down this Bitcoin crash we've been seeing over the last couple of days. The thumbnail talking about 30,000. The reason we put that in there is because, again, if you watch this video and look at the charts, you're gonna see there is a support level at 30 that we've seen in the past. Sometimes we get all the way down to that support level. Doesn't mean it's absolutely going to be at 30, but we are putting that out there so that if for some reason it goes below 40 and starts approaching that 30, you guys aren't super surprised and you've planned for it, so you're ready for it when it comes.
Yep, guys, it is very, very possible that Bitcoin could pull back down to around $30,000. That's probably the absolute floor we're going to go to. I'm not saying we're going to go there, but I am saying that's probably the extreme. I do, however, think we're going to pull back to $42,000. We have a zone of support down there. I'll go ahead and show you. I'm not going to do an entire recap on the technical analysis we did earlier out of respect for the people that have already seen it. But in case you weren't here earlier, we talked about how on Bitcoin we are in a descending triangle pattern right now. You can see that right here. Probably going to pull back to around $41,000 to $42,000, and there's a good chance that we're going to break that based on our technical and our fundamental analysis here on the channel. By the way, this is what we've been saying for the last couple of weeks, and everybody's been giving me flack saying, Jeb, Bitcoin's never going to go below $50,000. Well, humbly, respectfully, and kindly, I say I told you so. Yeah, I'm just going to say it. Is that fair?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty fair.
Definitely fair.
I think it's fair. Anyway, guys, we're going to throw it back to chat. We have time for altcoin analysis on one more altcoin. Matic.
Just to note actually something real quick though. I see a lot of questions talking about what are the specifics? How do you trade in a downtrend or a bear market? This is some stuff that we actually talked about in the last
we talked about that in
live,
yesterday's live stream.
so
We went into a
definitely-
lot of detail on that.
Go check out yesterday's live stream.
Yep.
And I also encourage you guys that, hey, you can learn how to do this in CT2A.
Yep.
And say you don't want to do CT2A, you can find all kinds of information. I encourage you to use CT2A. I've been going through it. I think it's a great resource. But also, guys,
That's our academy linked in the description.
It's great to always invest in your own research and do some research. And there's all kinds of resources out there for you to learn how to do specific trading. We talked about it in the last live
One of
stream,
the things we talked about yesterday was the overwhelming, incredible importance of investing in yourself and investing in your education. That is why we provide something called the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. The link for that is at the top of the description box down below. A couple people in the last live stream and video were saying the link was broken. If you try and go there and purchase CT2A and the link is broken, shoot us an email at cryptojeb@gmail.com and we will personally remedy that for you and walk you through everything. We might even give you a little bit of a discount if it's broken, so I don't know. I'm not in charge of that, but we might. Just saying. So consider shooting us an email at cryptojeb@gmail.com.
Also, before we move into this last technical analysis, we're like just under 80 likes away from 1,000. Guys,
come on.
Let's get that to 1,000. Hit
Come
the
on.
like button. We got almost 1,500 people watching. Hit that like button.
Smash that like button. Guys, it don't cost you a thing, and we
smash
are
the
very
like.
appreciative when you do. Let's get to 1,000 likes. Guys, this is something I want to bring up really quickly. We're going to be talking about this more in coming weeks, but we're also looking to be partnering with a charity relatively soon. We're going to talk about that more, but I want you to hit that subscribe button, not for our sake, but because I want you to be kept up to date when we start to work with this charity, because we are thinking about doing some incredible things with the community. We're going to try and match donations. Guys, we have some great things coming up. If you're interested, you can find them at
Life of the Innocent.
Life for the Innocent. You can find them at that website, and you can also find out more information about that on our Twitter. Go follow us at CryptoJeb on Twitter. Anyway, guys, I have heard that we need to see some Matic technical analysis. Yep. Good deal. All right, guys. Let's jump on over to Matic. Everybody wants Matic, so let's do it. I'm also going to go over to CoinMarketCap, grab up the Matic Polygon, which is ranked number 67 on CoinMarketCap and is currently trading at 18.5 cents. I'm going to try and find it here on the cryptocurrency. Here we go. Guys, it looks like Matic has been going absolutely insane over the last little while. If we look on CoinMarketCap, we can see it is trading at just under $1 billion in market capitalization. And if we look on the chart, let's see how big this rally is. Holy cow, that's 1,200% in 66 days. Matic rallied from Christmas around 1.4 cents to today around 20 cents. Huge rally. Huge rally.
Holy cow.
So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to do some blank-to-bank technical analysis on this chart, and I'm going to show you where I personally think it might be heading. The very first thing we want to do is identify our support and resistance levels. As always, one of the things we teach in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy is laying your foundations. You want to find that support level. You want to find that resistance level. Support level right now is 22 cents. A resistance level, at 22 cents. A support level is sitting down here around 8 cents on Matic. If we switch to blue for support, we can see that. And also, the other thing I see here is if we go to the 4-hourly chart, we're going to see that there is an uptrending trading channel. Where do we find that? Well, we have a resistance level right there. This is an uptrending resistance level, and we also have uptrending support sitting right here. This level is what I want you to look at. This uptrend right here looks to be the level of support that if Matic were to pull back, it would bounce off of, and we also want to see it break all-time high and rally higher. These are the two possibilities for Matic, so which one will happen? Let's go back out to the daily chart. Let's look at the RSI and the MACD. RSI pulled back. It only pulled back to 63 before having a major bounce. MACD is very strong. Let's back up for a second. I'm going to go to full screen. What is Matic doing? It's in a gigantic rally while the rest of the cryptocurrency market is moving to the downside. What it's done is it's done something called decoupling. It's decoupled from Bitcoin. It's decoupled from Ethereum. It's not following them. It's rallying when they're pulling back. And you might think, Jeb, that's really weird. Why is that happening? Well, it might speak to some major fundamental developments going on. It might speak to you guys being really excited about it and the hype growing around it, and that's driving price action. But at the same time, sometimes when cryptocurrencies are decoupled from the bigger cap altcoins, it just means that they don't care. Most of the time, guys, remember, altcoins are going to follow Ethereum and Bitcoin. But sometimes as you get further and further down the market, there's such small market capitalizations that people just don't care. This market looks like it's in a rally, and I would not be at all surprised if it was about to go and break all-time high at 22 cents and rally even higher. If it pulls back, it's likely going to stay in this trading channel. Why do I say that, and why do I say it's not going to go lower? Well, again, guys, if it's decoupled from the cryptocurrency market, by the way, for all of you who know candlestick analysis, we talk about this in CT2A2, this is a 3 white soldiers pattern, which is very bullish. If Matic is going to continue this rally, it's probably going to rally up to around 25 cents. If for some reason, we're not seeing any reason on the chart right now that this would happen, it were to go into a downtrend, it would probably pull back to around 13 cents. Both of those are trading opportunities, and you can set both of those trade setups like this. You can set a long position like this, say, boom, I want to go back to all-time high. That's a 3x risk-to-reward ratio. You can also set up a short position right here with an entry price around where we are right now, a conservative stop loss, and a target down there. I would encourage you not to short this market, though. This actually looks like a very healthy, very strong rally, and it has a lot of volume behind it, and that volume is still increasing. So actually, guys, from the cursory technical analysis I've just done, I'm pretty bullish on Matic. Looks like it's doing well as a chart. I'm not very familiar with the fundamentals. You guys can chime in if you know anything about the fundamentals. Tell us in the comments and in the chat. But otherwise, guys, I'll be honest with you. Chart looks pretty good.
Yep, very good, very good, very good. Yeah, there's also a comment that I've been seeing a lot. A lot of people have been mentioning that they want to hear the crypto. They want to hear nothing but the crypto. And I think I want to touch on us as a channel, and our goal as a channel is to help you guys grow in a lot of areas of your life and not just crypto. And I think a lot of that also funnels back into the your journey in the cryptocurrency markets. And I think our goal is to, we want to, and everything we speak on, and everything we say, and all the tangents we go on, our ultimate goal is for you guys to succeed.
Yep, absolutely.
And I know that for a lot of you guys, maybe that's just not the content you're looking for, but that's the content that we provide.
Yep.
So
if you go watch literally any of these guys that have went from like rags to riches, and you look at what they say is important. Business, while being very, very important, so for this is crypto, we want to give you guys the TA, the information, the everything you need to know how to trade well. But that being said, if the other areas of your life are out of whack, if your emotions are out of whack, if your physical health is out of whack, if your emotional, relational, financial, if any of these things are out of whack, it affects every other detail of your life. So if you ever wonder why we go on maybe many tangents about life and we share emotions and we share, it's because you can't separate those things. Those things are connected to each other. That being said, we do want to be the channel that gives you guys the thorough technical analysis breakdown. So always never feel bad about saying, hey guys, we want to see more, we want to see more, see more. Send us emails, like them, comment, tell us what you want to see so that we can better serve you guys. But that being said, we also want to serve you in every area, not just the technical analysis.
Let me boil it down very simply for you guys. Warren Buffett went from not being very wealthy at all to being worth $80 billion. He's been in the market for nearly 50 years. Let me ask you a question. Did Warren Buffett become rich because of the stock market? Did he? Did he become rich because of the stock market? Did he become rich because of real estate? Did he become rich because of the economy? Did he become rich because of who's in power? Did he become rich because of any of that? Absolutely not. If he became rich because of the stock market, in the same way, if someone becomes rich in the cryptocurrency market, did they become rich because of crypto? No, they did not. They became rich because of their mindset. If you have 100 million people and they all invest in the same market, you know what's going to happen? 1% of them are going to make billions of dollars in that market. The other 99.9% of them are going to go broke, or they're just not going to do very well. They might make some money, but not much. They're both invested in the same market. You have two people, and they're invested in the same market, but one focuses all the time on what the market's doing. Where's the market going? How's the market moving? What do the technicals say? The technicals are a tool. If you're going to be a carpenter, you have to know how to use a hammer. You have to know how to use the tools at your disposal. If you're going to be in an industry, you have to know the tools. Technical analysis is a tool. But you're never going to be a Warren Buffett. You're never going to be a Michael Saylor. You're never going to be an Elon Musk because of the industry you're in. You know how many people try to start electric car companies, but only one of them became Elon Musk? You know how many people try to start rocket companies, but only one of them became SpaceX? You know how many people tried to take flight and invent the flying machine? Many. Only one of them succeeded. It was the Wright brothers. Why did they succeed? It was not because of their industry. It was not because of the stock market. It was not because of the crypto market. And it was most certainly not because of anything else other than their mindset. Friends, there are millions of people that were invested in the exact same stocks in the exact same market that made very similar decisions that had the exact same opportunities as Warren Buffett and many other ultra-wealthy people. What separated them was not the market. They're all invested in the exact same market. What separated them was their mindset. So when you guys talk to us and you say, Jeb, we want more crypto, we give a lot of crypto technical analysis. In fact, we probably do more cryptocurrency technical analysis than any other channel on this YouTube platform.
Yeah.
However, technical analysis is the tool. A carpenter needs to know how to use a lathe. They need to know how to use a hammer. But if they don't have the mindset and the artistic vision to see what they want to make so they can bring it into life, and they don't have that mindset, they will never be a master carpenter. They will never go the distance just because they know how to use a freaking hammer. Just because you know technical analysis does not mean you're going to be successful in this market. Yeah. You have to understand the mindset. You have to understand the wisdom. So I make absolutely no apologies when we go on these tangents and we talk about mindset and we talk about grass greener on the other side and we talk about all this stuff because it is my duty as an influencer in the cryptocurrency space to prepare you to go into the market. And if I don't teach about this, people are going to lose money. People are going to fail. People are going to get screwed. I do not want to equip my troops, you guys, to go into battle with rags and kitchen knives. I want you to go into battle with night vision goggles, and I want you to go into battle with body armor and the weapons that you need at your disposal to become successful. And if I only give you the ability to do technical analysis, I have failed as an influencer. I have failed as an educator. If I don't teach you mindset, if I don't teach you the way that you have to think about this market, you will fail. Categorically, unequivocally true.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. So I make absolutely no apologies for going on these tangents and talking about the other things other than technical analysis, because if I don't, I am not doing my job.
Yeah. I mean, look, guys, Jeb is not just a chart. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's one of those things that it's like, he's really, like, his heart is to provide value to you guys.
Yes.
And there's a lot of value in what we're saying here. And if we're not just raw information, we're not just a chart, we're people, we all have emotions, we all feel things, we all understand how it feels to be in these markets. And it's, if you don't have a grasp of that and you don't have a control over that, then just with you throw raw information at somebody, that's not going to make them successful.
No, it's not. I can't just tell you where I think the market's going to go and then you'll be successful. It is not. It doesn't work that way. I have to teach you the entire picture. It is my job as an educator to teach you what you need to know to be able to capitalize on these markets. And that's more than just charting. That's more than just technical analysis. That is mindset. I talked to Peter Saddington. A lot of you guys know him from his YouTube channel back in the day. Peter Saddington is a channel that I used to watch a lot. I did an interview with him a couple of months ago. Peter Saddington and I both agree, mindset is what makes you successful in cryptocurrency markets, not charting. So guys, I encourage you to keep that in the back of your mind. It's not just technical analysis that's going to lead you to success. You have to invest in the way you think about this market. You have to invest in wisdom, and you have to invest in that entrepreneurial spirit that I know all of you have, or you wouldn't be here. Guys, that's going to wrap it out for this stream. If you haven't already, hit the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. It is completely free. It doesn't cost you a thing. Thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't already, consider joining the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. Post a 1 in chat if you are an alumni of the Academy. The link's in the description box down below. And make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at CryptoJeb. We post over there a lot, and I would love to see your smiling face over there. Any final thoughts before we go, guys?
Nah, we love y'all. Y'all have a good one.
We love you guys.
Love
I
you guys.
love you guys. Remember, guys, it is our mission here to make you successful, and that means that we have to do what we have to do to make sure you are prepared for that. Before I go, though, guys, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Let's go.